What's up, guys? So it just rained in Arizona, and this how I be looking when it rains for a little bit. Rained for about an hour. It came down though, so you know this ain't supposed to be flooded. But today we're going to talk about the law of reversibility on this beautiful Wisdom Wednesday. So it's been said that since a fact can create an emotional state, then emotional state can create a real fact, right? So since a real fact can create an emotional state, then an emotional state can create a real fact. So let's break down what that means, right? So an emotional state, a real fact, right? So a real object can provoke an emotional state. So let's go, think about if you just got your dream car or something like that, right? So your dream car, that dream car makes you feel what? Joyful, right? Joyful, excited, maybe accomplished, all of these things, right? Maybe even more confident, all of these things, right? So since you feel successful, joyful, confident, all these different emotions based off this physical fact being your real car, then that being said, the reverse is also true, right? So in nature, in our universe, if we can bring ourselves to the emotional state of feeling like we already have this real fact, then the law of reversibility states that it has to come into our tangible universe. It has to become a real fact. So this emotional state of feeling joyful, confident, accomplished, successful, everything that you would have felt with your real car, right? More attention, whatever it may be that you're looking for with your real car. If you feel this way right now, then you're going to attract that real fact into your life. Maybe that real fact is a car, right? That's an example I gave, but it also could be a job. It could be a person. It could be whatever it may be. But if you already feel like you have what you want, and not just feel like you have it, but feel the emotion, the feeling of it, right? And that's the flip side of this, right? So this law of reversibility, again, it states if a real fact can provoke an emotional state, then an emotional state can provoke a real fact, right? So with that, you have to be honest with yourself on what you're focusing on. So often when we have different desires and things like this, we focus on the lack of the desire instead of the desire itself, right? So, go back to when you were a kid and you just, you wanted something from the store. Maybe let's say you saw something on TV, right? You saw a new commercial. They used to have the best commercials with all of the new toys and gadgets you can have. So you were on there, sitting down, you saw this new thing and you said, man, I want this, right? And that feeling that you had, it was a feeling of, I want this and I'm going to get this. It was a pure feeling of desire. You just felt like you wanted it and you were going to get it, which is why, if you were told that you couldn't get it, you probably threw a fit. But because in your mind, it was like, why not? Like, it's mine. I want it. I saw it. I want it. It's mine. So that being said, as adults, as we get into this real world, sometimes, as we progress in it, it can become, tricky as far as you can get stuck in things that you want. And you can look at something like, man, I want that. But then on the flip side, you're thinking about, man, I don't have that, right? So, and it's a very thin line, but the only thing that tells you what you're focusing on is your feelings. So our feeling, guys, what we feel inside is the only thing that can really tell us what we're focusing on, right? Because think about it like this. If you see, like, we'll go with the object of the car, right? So if you see the car, right? Unless maybe it's a dream relationship. If you see the dream relationship, the car, whatever it may be, if you see somebody else with that and you feel like, I'm excited that I saw that because I know that it's in my reality, the fact that I'm seeing it, right? That's how I be imagining. It's no different if you get a new car and then if you drive in that car and then you start seeing all of these other cars that look like your car, it's because you're focused on it now, right? Because you have it in your reality. So now you're seeing other like things in your reality. So say if you're focused on this dream car, this dream relationship, whatever it may be, and you see somebody else with it, what do you feel inside? And that's going to tell you if you're actually, accepting the law of reversibility, right? If you accepting the law of reversibility, then inside, when you see somebody else with something that you have, then you get excited, right? All of those emotions, those feeling of joy, that feeling of arrival, that feeling of success, you like, it's right there. That's me. It's me. Right there. It's me. So you get excited, right? Because it's like, man, it's here. It's here in my reality. Though you do not own it, though you're not in that dream relationship, though you don't have that dream car, whatever it may be, you get excited because you're like, it's in my reality. So therefore it's here. And the only thing that separates if that's what you're feeling versus if it may be, a lower vibrating feeling of lack, of envy, whatever it may be, if you're feeling that way inside, you don't have to label it, but if you're feeling bad inside, then you need to change the way you're feeling. So you got to change the way you're thinking about it. And you just have to be honest with yourself about what you're thinking, right? So again, the law of reversibility, guys, if a physical fact can provoke an emotional state, then an emotional state can provoke a physical fact. That's all I need to know. That's all I need to know to keep me on my journey, of success, and to keep me going, is that if I can think it, basically I can achieve it. And as long as my heart's in it, right? As long as my heart's in it, as long as I'm, walking with pure emotion, then it's already in my reality. This emotional state is creating my physical fact of desires. Make sure you're doing the same. As always, get to stepping.